Hey guys, welcome back to my channel again. My name is Vance. In our last tutorial, I shared with you how I was able to draft the milkmaid bustier with a basque waistline and a Queen Annie neckline. So in today's tutorial, I'll be sharing with you the cutting and the sewing part of it. So I have folded my fabric into two. I'm going to place the back piece on this folded fabric and I'll go ahead and cut it. So this was when I was done cutting. I'll go ahead and fold my fabric again to place the front part of this dress. So this is the drafted part. I'll go ahead and pin it down so that it's not going to move. If you notice, the first one I cut, that's the back piece, I actually didn't pin it down and it had a lot of trouble while cutting. So I would advise that you pin it down. When I'm done pinning it down, I'm going to trace out the cup just the way you see me doing. This tracing is to add my allowance. It's very important that you trace out and add your allowance so that your cup will not be too big for your client. So I'll go ahead and add 0.75 for my allowance. I'll do it around the cup. Then at the tip over there, I added 1/2 inch. So I'm going to head off to cutting. Pinning down your pattern to your fabric is very essential because it will make your material, your fabric, to be at a place. So when I'm done with this, I'll go ahead and cut my yoke. I've folded my lace. I'll place my yoke on my lace just the way you see me doing. I'm going to cut them out. So at this point, I added allowance of 1/2 inch, just the way you see me doing, and the other parts, that's the under, just the way you see me doing. I added 1/2 inch. It's very important too to add your allowances. So this was when I was done with it. I'm going to pin it down and set it aside. So for the other part that we did splash and spread method, I'll be cutting out the piece out. I'll be cutting the pieces out so that I can place it on my fabric. So when I'm done cutting it out, I've gone ahead to pin it down to my fabric, and then after I pin it down carefully, I'm going to add 1/2 inch round the fabric. I'll add 1/2 inch just the way you see me doing. You have to add your allowance. This 1/2 inch I added is for my stitching allowance. I'll go ahead and cut it out. So when I'm done cutting it, I'm going to place it on my lace. I'll fold my lace and then I'll place it on the lace. So this part that I cut is serving as the lining, that's the covering for the lace. So I'm trying to arrange my fabric properly. So when I was done, I'll go ahead and cut it out. At this point, guys, please subscribe to my channel, like, share, and leave a comment in the comment section if there's any part that is confusing to you or there's a part that you do not understand. Just leave a comment for me and I'm going to respond to all of it. So this was when I was done. So this is the yoke, the front block, like this, all that we need for the front block. So when I'm done with this, I'm going to fold my fabric and cut the skirt part, that's the gather part of the back waistline. So I'll be using 24 inches for the length. I'm going to mark out my 24 inches. I'll be cutting this fabric as many as possible so that it can give me this, the gather will be much. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it. When I'm done, I'll still fold my fabric again and then cut out more of the gather. So marking 24 inches again. So I'll cut. So the fabric, I was able to get just 2 of it, although it was long enough. So when I'm done with it, I'll go ahead, this is my front block, I'll go and interface it and I will cut lining for it. When I'm done interfacing it, I'm going to show you how it looks like. Then for the gather parts, the part I did my splash and spread, I'll go ahead and then stitch them together. Stitch both the lace and my fabric together. So this was when I was done stitching it. You can see it. I stitched the lace and the fabric together around. And remember, you have to notch to indicate the upper part of this cup. I don't know if you get. You have to notch it. So when I'm done, I'll go ahead and go and sew it. I'll go and draw my gather, both the upside, the upper part and the down part. I'll draw gather for it. Please, it's important to notch to know your center front and your center back. So I've gone ahead to hem the under of my gather. I've joined the gathers together. That's the fabric that I cut for my skirt part. I've drawn a bit of the gather just the way you see me doing. And when I'm done with this gather, I'll set it aside. So this was when I was done with the gather for the cup. I've done one part and then I'm gathering the other part of the cup. So this was when I was done with the gather for the cups. You can see it's coming out so fine. Like it's so fine. It's giving us this cup effect already. So when I'm done, I have gone to pipe my yoke with a bias. I've sewn it down. So after this, I have gone ahead to interfuse my front block just like this with a paper stay. I've iron them all together just like this. Then I'll go ahead to cut the lining. So this is the lining part of it. I've cut lining for the front and for the back. So I'll go ahead and turn the back of the basic. So this is the part that I want to put my cup. Now I'm trying to arrange my cup. I'm going to pin it down and I'll go to the sewing machine and sew it, and I'll come back and show you how it looks like when I'm done sewing. So this is when I was done sewing it. You can see the cup is already coming out. Like it has come out. Not like it's already coming out. It has come out and it looks so pretty. So I'm going to introduce my lining to it. I'll show you how you're going to sew your lining to this part. So look at the back. So fine. So this is the part that I introduce my lining. So please watch carefully. So I'm going to sew my lining just like this. Just the way you see me doing. I'm going to turn it and sew round the cup, so that when I turn it over, it's going to cover the rough edge of the cup. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So I'll go ahead and sew it rather, and then I'll bring it back and show you how it looks.
So this is the
So when I was done sewing, this is how it looks.
This
The back that's covered the rough edges of the cup, and I went ahead to sew the side. So in this next part, I'm going to introduce my yoke. So watch the way I'm placing my yoke. So you see I placed it at the other part. I'll go ahead and pin it down just the way you see me doing. I'll pin both the other side too. At this point, you have to be very calculative so you will not have to make mistake. So I'll pin this other side too. You notice there's a remaining part of the line.
Shoulder to shoulder.
I didn't sew that part.
First of all, it's crossing now.
The
top is crossing. So now you place the crossing right side. How they used to cross top.
Sew it, and then I'll show you how it looks.
Then you will not sew when you finish crossing it. You will not sew it down. So I'll go ahead and sew it down like this. Yeah, pause.
So this was when I was done sewing, as you can see. So fine.
Like this.
So when I'm done, this is the part I'm going to pipe. Remember, I'm not covering this part. This is not your usual breast, your usual corset, no. So the rough part of where the yoke, that's where we sewed the yoke, you're going to pipe it. You're going to fold your piping from the tip of the rope that I'm using to pipe it. I folded it by 0.75, just the way you see me doing. I'm going to pin it down.
Can take your hand down a bit.
And this folding is starting exactly from where the lace started, not from the other part where the fabric started. I don't know if you get. Please watch carefully at this point so that you'll be able to understand what I did here. So I'll go ahead and pin this part down.
Are you seeing what I'm doing?
Yes.
Please let it show. That was yesterday. Someone sent me one stupid comment.
So I'm pinning it down carefully.
YouTube, saying that why am I whispering? But because I'm whispering in the video, so therefore she's not going to subscribe. I can't, because how did you even say it? I said me and her we are even fight. I don't even know that. I'm telling you, these YouTube people, they have bad mouth. As if they can even sew.
With this part,
so we'll go ahead and sew this part. I'll do the same thing for this other part.
Fire process of this part. So this was when I went to my sewing machine.
Hope you're seeing what I'm
Go
doing.
ahead and sew it down.
Don't want anybody to come and say rubbish to me. Kai, social media ba? Yes, social media ba? No be
So as you're
I
sewing,
felt bad,
but
but I actually know how it can be.
Yeah.
So I didn't really take it to I even know. Okay, you get lots before you can be like tell me that. Just make it for you.
Especially like me, I'll bash her back.
Serious? No, you're just coming up. You want to lose followers.
So I've gotten to the part where I folded my piping.
In the video, so I even explained that. Sorry if you can't hear what I.
And then I'll turn it over to show you what you're going to do. Are you seeing how I folded it? So I folded it like as though you're turning bias on a dress. I don't know if you get. So when I was done, this was it. When I was done. So this was it. Then I'll go ahead and then sew the other parts that looks that way. So I'll do the same thing for the other parts. So you see what I was saying. I started this piping exactly at the lace part, not the other part, not the fabric part, no, not where my crepe is. I started it from the lace. So I'll go ahead and sew it. Just watch carefully. At this point, if you're confused, you can leave a comment for me at the comment section. If you're confused, then I'll reply and then tell you what next to do. Please like, share, subscribe to my channel, guys, please. So I'm going to fold it like this, just the way you see me doing, just the way you sew your bias to your dress. As I said earlier, you're going to fold it and then you sew it down. The aim is just to cover the rough edges. And as you're sewing it, you're arranging your yoke, so you're not going to sew your yoke together with the piping. I don't know if you get. So this was when I was done sewing it.
Have you started?
So this
You're
is
seeing
how
all
it
the
looks.
clothes.
I've gone ahead to sew the other part.
Is it
I've
showing
tied
now?
it. So it's already very fine. So I'll introduce my back. See it. And see how it is. Very neat. I'm going to set it aside and then introduce my back. I'll go ahead and mark out my dart.
I've started.
No. How about marking out my dart? My half length, I'll mark it out. That's not my half length, that's my waistline. I mean, I'm going to mark it out. That's marking out where my dart is going to start and where my dart is going to end. Then I'll go ahead and take my nipple to nipple for my dart. I'll minus 1 inch for my zip. And then I'll mark my nipple to nipple.
I see.
So I'm marking out my nipple to nipple now. That's the point I'm marking now.
But the chalk
Then
is
I'll
not
now
showing
share
well.
it half inch on the other part and half inch on this other part. That's my dart. I'm taking half inch on both sides. Sorry, this part is not so clear, but I believe my explanation will make you understand what I'm doing. So I'm connecting the points together. That's the half inch I came out by at both sides. So I'm connecting. I'll go ahead and just the way you saw me doing, I'll go ahead and stitch it. I'll do the same thing for this other part. I'll stitch it and show you how it looks. And I'm going to
Started.
okay,
it's not
now
showing
this
now.
point I've gone ahead to stitch down my zip allowance. You can see the darts. It is sitting pretty. So
I'll
I'm
go
going
ahead
to
and
trim out the excesses
Measure.
down
Pause.
parts of my dress. I'll go ahead and then take my shape. After taking my shape, I will join it to the front. That's the front of my dress. That's the back and the front. I mean, I'm going to join it together after taking my shape, and then I'll show you how it looks. So this is how I take my shape. I take my shape from the zip part, that's from the back. So I'm placing my front block on my back block. I'll go ahead and sew it shoulder to shoulder. When I'm done sewing it, I'll now go ahead and shape the sides. When I'm done shaping the side, I'll also add my gather at the back side of the basic body, just the way you see me doing. I've gone ahead to add my gather at the back waistline. So this is how it looks. I guess it's so pretty. So when I'm done with this part, I will go ahead and join the sleeve to the armhole, and I'll show you how it looks. I've not added my zip. I'll do that when I'm done joining my sleeve. So this is the back part. I've gone ahead to add my sleeve, and I've gone ahead to also I added my sleeve too. So this is our pretty dress. I made this dress for two sisters. They're actually twin. it was black and this color, but I'll be showing you at the end of the video their dresses. Thank you guys for staying tuned to my channel. Please do well to like, share and subscribe to my channel. See you in my next tutorial. Bye.